Very good morning from the campsite, people. Welcome to another vlog episode of the India Darshan travel series. That's Saroj Bhai from Cara Voyage with us. We also have a Fai friend. Now we didn't see during the night, but he has joined us. So this is our campsite, and now that it is morning hours, let us show you a tour of the campsite, our camping tents, and then we'll be off to trekking for the day. So let's get started. So we have a lot of camping tents like these here. These are shared multi-person occupancy. So this was the one that we had last night. It was a 4-person tent. We were here. Hello sir. Hello. Good morning. So we are all getting geared up to go out for a trek. Nice and modest accommodation. They are also similar tents that you find if you go to Rajasthan side and stay in the desert area. Lots of tents around, and it's a very beautiful place right in the middle of nature. So that's our kitchen, that's our dining area, right in the middle of the trees and mountains. And they also give us meals, so probably waiting for breakfast. Last night we had dinner too. So there's another group here, so we hang out with whoever is around. You can make friends. Water here is freezing cold, so that's a difficulty, but that's the thing of being up in the mountains. But yeah, I think we were parked somewhere up there, and lots of these tents all around, and you can even pitch your own tent or you can rent one of these, but they are like bigger tents, multi-occupancy most of them, and they run on solar panels here. There's a problem with electricity and water supply I think they are at 10,000 feet altitude, so it's understandable that they have some tricky challenges surviving here, yet we are trying to have as much fun as we can. So Saroj bhai, what's the plan for the day?
आप लोगों को चोपता चोपता में तो है ही हम तुंगनाथ और चंद्रशिला की ट्रैक करानी है.
Tungnath is famous for what, and what's in Chandrashila?
It's the highest world's highest Shiva temple, and it was built by Pandavas during their era. And Chandrashila, basically Tungnath and Chandrashilas are two different temples or peaks built during two different eras.
अच्छा.
Yes. एंड इससे ज़्यादा बेटर नॉलेज हमारे राइड कैप्टन है जो आपको दे पाएंगे. और दूसरी चीज़ कि वो रहे राइड कैप्टन पीछे घूम रहे हैं, उनको अभी हम बुला देते हैं, है ना. और मेरा काम है बस आप लोगों को ऊपर तक पहुंचाना, साथ में
ऊपर तक
उतना भी नहीं.
अच्छा,
बस तुंगनाथ
summit तक. Summit. Okay, चलो. We are gonna ask our trek captain, for more details about what's special about these peaks and what's their plan for the hike for the day. So basically, it's a 4+2 something kilometer trek. There is a Tungnath Mahadev, a Shiva temple that the Pandavas built when they were seeking redemption. The same people that built the Deoria Lake in search of redemption, and then the quest for water source. And then Chandrashila is the place where Lord Rama meditated and was seeking redemption when he, what's the right word for it? When he fought with Ravana, and Ravana died in the fight essentially. So the victory of good over evil kind of thing. So he came here for redemption. So Chandrashila is mostly the spot where Lord Rama meditated, but Tungnath is now a revered Shiva temple. I think it's the world's highest temple as well, so that's why we are hiking today. Should be a fun hike. Not sure if we're gonna see some snow, but it's pretty cold out here as you can see from the attire, so we're all geared up for a winter trek, more or less. So I am now with the owner, Ankit bhai. He's the owner of this campsite. So let's get to know a little bit about this place, what's there to see around, and a typical itinerary if you want to come and stay here. Ankit bhai, बताएं इस जगह के बारे में थोड़ा, आसपास करने के लिए क्या है, हम अभी कहाँ पे खड़े हैं, और अपने बारे में थोड़ा हमें बताएं.
जी, मैं अंकित चौहान हूँ. ये अभी आप यहाँ बनिया कुंड में है, चोपता से 4 किलोमीटर पहले. अच्छा. यहाँ पर अपना कैंप साइट है ग्रैंड हॉलिडे के नाम से. हाँ जी. और यहाँ से 4 किलोमीटर तक गाड़ी जाती है
अच्छा।
फिर वहाँ से ऊपर ट्रैकिंग पॉइंट स्टार्ट हो जाता है वहाँ पे। फिर वहाँ से ऊपर 4 किलोमीटर तक तुंगनाथ जी का मंदिर है। फिर वहाँ से 1 किलोमीटर ऊपर चंद्रशिला है। हाँ जी, वहाँ पे आप ट्रैकिंग कर सकते हो।
अच्छा।
यहाँ पे कम से कम 2 या 3 दिन के लिए आना रहेगा तो वो सुटेबल रहता है।
अच्छा।
हाँ जी।
और इस कैंप साइट पे क्या क्या सुविधाएं मिल सकती हैं? टेंट्स तो हमने दिखा दी क्योंकि हम खुद ही रह रहे थे उसमें। उसके अलावा और क्या क्या है यहाँ पे?
बाकी यहाँ पे वाईफाई भी है हमारे पास अवेलेबल, अगर कनेक्टिविटी के लिए चाहिए होता है, क्योंकि यहाँ पे नेटवर्क नहीं है। इसलिए यहाँ पे हमने वाईफाई भी लगा रखा है।
अच्छा। और खाने पीने की सुविधा?
खाने पीने में आपका यही टोटल वेज ही रहता है यहाँ पे।
अच्छा।
हाँ जी।
अच्छा अच्छा। और इधर ट्रैकिंग के अलावा अगर कुछ और आदमी देखना चाहे तो?
एक दूसरा पॉइंट देवरिया ताल है।
अच्छा, देवरिया ताल जो हम पहले आपके
कल गया था। और एक मुक्कू मठ है जहाँ पे तुंगनाथ जी की डोली रहती है 6 महीने तक।
अच्छा, वो सारे यहीं से जाते हैं?
वो यहीं से जा सकते हो आप।
और पब्लिक ट्रांसपोर्ट से अगर कोई यहाँ पे आना चाहे तो कुछ बस ऑटो कुछ मिलता है यहाँ पे?
वो उखी मठ से यहाँ तक के लिए शेयरिंग कार मिल जाएगी।
अच्छा अच्छा।
हाँ जी हाँ जी।
मतलब यहाँ से आया जा
तो
सकता
बस
है?
आ जाती है।
अच्छा ठीक है। तो ये जगह मतलब ऐसा नहीं कि बिल्कुल अलग थलग हो गई, यहाँ पे आना जाना हो सकता है?
नहीं, हो सकता है आराम से, कोई दिक्कत नहीं।
अच्छा। और हमने देखा आपके पास 2 बड़े प्यारे प्यारे से कुत्ते भी हैं।
हाँ जी हाँ जी।
तो डॉग लवर्स के लिए भी अच्छा रहेगा। चलिए अंकित भाई, अच्छा लगा आपसे मिलके।
मिलते हैं फिर
जी।
ठीक है।
So he was the owner. He was basically explaining that you should come here for about 2 to 3 days, and most of the things that we're doing are also doable from here. So Deoria Tal trek, that's why we stayed here. Then Tungnath and Chandrashila trek, which we are going to do today, that's also doable from here. And we are 4 kilometers prior to the trailhead, so you can go from here to the trailhead and then start trekking around. And as I said, it's in the middle of nature, and you get Wi-Fi here because there's connectivity issues, and you get all your meals here as well, and it's a very good service. So you can come here, and that's the dining area. So we're also gonna go in and have some breakfast. I'm hungry, and then we're gonna start the trek. So we all got loaded up into the tempo traveler, but again there has been a mechanical issue. The engine is a bit too cold because the night was very very cold, so traveler won't turn on. Tried adding hot water and everything, so we are now pushing it, aligning it towards the sun so that the bonnet and the engine gets warmed up, and then we'll try again in a little bit to try and see if it turns back on. We are still stranded here, all geared up and ready for the hike, but can't really get there. And now we wait for 20-25 minutes or something until the pipes get warmed up, the diesel gets flowing again. So we'll try the ignition one more time. Let's see what happens next. Finally, kick started, time to load up, head over to the trekking trail. So we made it to Chopta. This is the market area. So this is where you can rent shoes if you don't have some, grab some sticks for hiking or any other supplies that you need. Find out the trailhead. So some of the guys needed shoes, so they are looking for shoes here. Hello everybody, ready? So there's a temple at the start of the trail. Take the blessings and then off we go that way with the entire crew. Let's go, let's go! Let's go, guys! The views are really amazing. It's nice and warm on the trail for now, and the trail is quite busy. Lots of people before and after me. But yeah, maintain your pace. This is a very long trail, and enjoy the views. I think this looks like some sort of sakura flower, but something else. But it looks nice anyway. Very colorful out here. We have really cool meadows along the trek like this, but there's a forest department's board sign that says not to go there. There's snow-capped mountains behind. Really amazing views from here. So I was reading the description of the peak. So Chandrashila is 4,000 meters above sea level, where Lord Ram sought recluse after winning the battle from Ravana. He meditated there. And the highest peak that I've done so far is Mount Fuji, 3 point something kilometers. This is 4 kilometers, so hopefully I can get there. I heard along the way there's a lot of black ice and difficult terrain, but if I get there, that would be the new PR for highest peak, and still have the PR for the longest multi-day trek from Finland. So this would be a nice memory to remember. You see all the important peaks and the ranges behind there. So I don't know how to tell them apart, but I'm pretty sure Kedarnath should be somewhere along this mountain range. Pointing that way is my rough estimate. भैया इनमें से केदारनाथ पर्वत कौन सा है?
That is behind this one.
अच्छा इसके पीछे.
Just पीछे.
और नंदा देवी भी दिखता है यहाँ से.
जब आप चंद्रशिला जाएंगे तो वो जो सामने दिखेगी वो नंदा देवी हिल्स है.
अच्छा अच्छा. और ये हिमालय की चोटियाँ.
ये हिमालयन रेंज है पूरी.
अच्छा. Thank you. That's the benefit of trekking along with other cool folks, you know. So that is all the Himalayan ranges. Behind that valley is where the Kedarnath peak is, but it's a bit too misty, so can't really see it. The entire thing is the Himalayan mountain ranges, and from the highest peak that we're gonna climb to the Chandrashila, the peak that you're gonna see in front would be Nanda Devi. So lots of spiritual mountains, lots of mountains with significance in the culture and history are visible from this trek route, and it's very, very beautiful. I'm actually especially liking the meadows with the view of the mountains. Reminds me of the good old days in the UK. Finally found snow along the trek, and there are people taking a shortcut from there, trying to get all the way up somewhere there. Saw it earlier, but although it sounds like you're gonna save up on a lot of distance, but these are the mountains and I'm not a big fan of such hefty shortcuts, so I'm sticking to the trail. But just saying, there are possibilities, people are finding their own ways, but it's up to you if you want to do it or not. So I'm gonna take this path forward, and they have ink on top of the stick, so my entire hands are now like orangish. Many other people have the same problem. I don't know, maybe they did this intentionally so that you have like ink stains, and you know, the shopkeepers know that you borrowed the stick, or maybe it's just, I don't know, something else. But yeah, so there is snow here, there's very likely snow up top, which means things are gonna get real cold and maybe slippery to some extent if the black ice stories are true. Let's see what we find up there. Caught up with the crew at this rest stop. We're having Buran's juice, some cucumbers, little bit refreshments, and a short break. So we have done 2.5 kilometers, 1.5 kilometers to go until Tungnath Mahadev. Refreshment first, rest up, and then we continue. So we kind of split up into a mini group of ourselves. Of this time we have this mini crew. We are going together, and we are excited that it's just 1.5 kilometers left to go. Right, guys? Right, guys. 5-10 minutes of a rest break, and then we'll be on the way to at least reach the temple, and then we see how we are feeling up there. Feeling better than yesterday, right? Yeah. Yes. All right, cool. Super excited. चलो भाई. So we are at the midway pit stop. We've reunited. The entire Caravoyage group is here. Okay. The trek leader has changed today. The entire group is enjoying. There's lots of snow around. How has the view and the trek been so far? Amazing. So we can see the temple up top. There is still about 1.5 kilometers to go, approximately 2 kilometers. So we're just taking a breather, taking in the views, and then we'll try to get to the temple at least.
gasping is.
Let's go! Let's go, boys! Some people are gasping for air, some people are gasping for the views. So we're just gonna enjoy the views first. We're reaching the Tungnath temple. The main doors may be closed right now because it's just before the season, but we're gonna go trek up anyway to reach the Chandrashila mountain at 4 kilometer elevation. In some places there's still lots of black ice, so it's a bit slippery. You have to be a bit careful while climbing up. So not gonna vlog until I'm done with this patch, but see you after this tricky bit. So finally made it to the temple. Took about 2.5 or so hours to get here. We took ample breaks, more like 3 hours with the breaks. Temple doors are closed at the moment. It's free season, but probably should open in a. That was really nice, even though it would have been cooler to, have the doors open and go all the way inside the temple. But it was surprising how very many people trekking up here did not know about the seasons for the trek to go inside the temple, and they were kind of disappointed that they came all this way to see locked doors. This is how things work out here. It's like sea's still snow-capped, and I think in about a month or so the snow is going to melt, and then the temple doors are going to open for like Darshan trek as well. So that's a different experience in itself, but not right now. Okay, so this was Tungnath. So we still have about 1 kilometer to go all the way up there. I don't know if you can see these people trekking all the way up there. That's where Chandrashila peak is. So the entire crew is just hanging out here, just refreshing a little bit. And the winds up here are really cold, so do have some layers. The snow is very slippery even still, so have like proper shoes. Can even borrow a stick like we did. What else? Have ample of water and some snacks for the trail. This is somewhat demanding. I mean, I wouldn't say it is as tiring as the one yesterday, which is ironic because that was longer, but still this is somewhat demanding, and you're gaining altitude, so have some energy bars or whatever you want to take for your trail snacks, and just enjoy the views. You see, it's like fun views all around, so make sure to enjoy the views. This bit is a little bit tricky. There's loose stones here and slippery ice over there, so you have to be very, very careful, but there's only so much they can do to have like a good trail at this altitude, so it's up to the trekkers to take ample precaution and get up there. But yeah, really loving the views. Just have to wait for the people to cross, give way every once in a while, but otherwise so far so good. So the glaciers up top are starting to melt, making streams of water. So should be fresh drinking water if you want some, but extremely cold. At this point the trail disappears altogether, so everybody is using their brains trying to figure out which way to go and how to avoid the black ice. So different experimentations going on over there. Just wait and find the one that works most for you. This route reminds me of the glacier trek in Mexico that I attempted but eventually abandoned. There are people along the trail to show you the rough direction. That was a bit scary when I was there in the national forest. No directions, all barren trails, no markings, no nothing. And the kids and people are like sliding down the snow. They're having a full feel of the snow-capped mountains. That's the summit. We've almost made it. The trek was a little bit treacherous here because there's no marked trail. Snow is very slippery and there's a lot of slush everywhere. If you take it nice and slow, you'll get here. Even though it says it's 1 kilometer, it's gonna feel like 4 or 5, something like that. So we have finally made it to Chandrashila, 4,000 meters above sea level. Very high altitude. The weather is gonna get bad real soon, but we wanted to take a memorable picture here that we have finally made it. Any words about the trek? Om Namo Namo Parvati So you can see, how's the Josh? Hi sir! How's the Josh? Hi sir! How's the Josh? Hi sir! That's the energy. That's the energy how we came up with. So gonna end this vlog here. We're gonna start our return journey before the weather gets bad. Hope you enjoyed this trek and you do come along. Just be careful about the altitude gain and the treacherous terrain. See you again in another vlog. This is the Rustic Wanderer with the entire crew signing off. Take care.
Bye bye.
Like, share, subscribe.
Thank you.